So you're getting the regenerative benefits of glucosamine sulfate, you're getting the anti-inflammatory benefits of the boswellia, and it's all in basically a whole food multivitamin. All of these are synergistically working together to repair and regenerate that hip, that knee, whatever joint you're dealing with. Are you looking to avoid hip replacement surgery? Getting your hip replaced requires a lot of time, effort, energy, pain, money. It's a big endeavor and it's a long recovery time. So if there was a natural method to repair and restore this hip of yours, would you be open to it? Today I'm going to dive into how you can potentially sidestep hip replacement surgery with whole food supplements and stem cell-like products. These supplements have the potential to rebuild and regenerate that hip of yours, and any other joint for that matter. It's not fun walking around with hip pain or any other joint pain for that matter. Having to limp, you can't bend down and pick something up, you can't play golf, you can't garden, it wakes you up at night. It's just not a good situation. So let's dive in and give you some solutions that are natural but effective. As a holistic doctor, chiropractic physician, I've been in practice for close to 25 years now, and I've helped many cases of hip issues, other joint issues, but when you're dealing with hips and you start to get a decreased range of motion and you get recurrent pain in that area and restriction, you really have to take action. And the sooner you can do that, the better, because these supplements will take hold. At worst, they're going to slow down that hip arthritis progression, oftentimes halt it, and many times in my practice, I've had the experience of reversal. If you're dealing with a bone-on-bone end-stage hip arthritis situation, then it's still worth it to give these supplements a try, because it has helped several patients in the past, in my experience. The key, however, is prevention. And at the first sign of getting some type of arthritis symptoms or some type of diagnosis on an x-ray, whether it's mild or moderate, this is when you're really going to jump on these supplements, start taking them on a regular basis and seeing the results. Maybe you've tried natural remedies for joint issues, for arthritis in the past, and maybe they didn't work for you. Well, I assure you, all supplements are not made the same, and the supplements I'm going to recommend for you today, they have stood the test of time. They've been around for decades, and they simply are effective. They're highly absorbable, they're research, science-backed, and they get results, and I've seen it for many years in my clinic. First supplement, Glucosamine Synergy from Standard Process. I have used this on hundreds and hundreds of patients over the years. I love this product. It gets fantastic results, especially with joint pain and regeneration of cartilage. So Glucosamine Synergy has glucosamine sulfate in it, which is a substance that helps and has been proven in research to regenerate cartilage. Cartilage is the shock absorber in the joint space that covers each bone in the joint. So if this is the leg and this is your thigh, you want that cartilage to be in there, functioning fully. Well, when that wears away and that gets destroyed, that bone-on-bone situation is going to cause pain, grinding, and degeneration of the bone, which is our osteoarthritis. And what happens in osteoarthritis is actually the body lays down more bone, and when you get an x-ray, you'll see extra white in the joint margins, and that's the arthritis. The body's trying to hold that joint in place and solidify it as best as it can, because it doesn't have the proper synovial fluid in there and cartilage to keep that joint healthy. Also in Glucosamine Synergy is an herb, boswellia. Boswellia is also known as frankincense, and it has a very strong anti-inflammatory property, and it's also very good for pain. So when you combine the glucosamine sulfate with this and the boswellia, you have the regenerative characteristics of this product and the anti-inflammatory characteristics. Thirdly, in this product is a whole food blend of fantastic nutrients that are grown at the Standard Process farm. And those are just the general replacement parts to rebuild and regenerate cells that everybody needs. And that's what's so phenomenal about Standard Process is they grow on their farm a lot of what's in their products. They grow them themselves. And what's so great about that is they are the leaders in organic farming. They know how to pack nutrition into their plants, grind it up and process it right next door from that farm very, very quickly within 24 to 48 hours sometimes, and capsulate it into the products. So you're getting the regenerative benefits of glucosamine sulfate, you're getting the anti-inflammatory benefits of the boswellia, and it's all in basically a whole food multivitamin. All of these are synergistically working together to repair and regenerate that hip, that knee, whatever joint you're dealing with. Please comment below if you've ever heard of Standard Process supplements. Standard Process has been around since 1929, and they have close to 1,000 acres of organic farmland up in Palmyra, Wisconsin. And the majority of what they place in their supplement, and they have hundreds of supplements for most parts of the body, most health conditions, supporting so many different areas of our physiology and health. But the majority, like I said, of their nutrients, they grew themselves. And that's really something that you're not going to find anywhere else on planet Earth at this point. If someone tried to duplicate what they are doing, they would have to charge 3 times the amount of what they are currently charging. And these products are, way affordable for the average person. So just know that. But yeah, please comment below. I'd love to know if you've ever heard of Standard Process or taken them before. Next product is Prostect from Standard Process. And Prostect, you might be thinking, Prostect, that sounds like a prostate supplement. Well, it is a prostate supplement, but it's also fantastic for hip arthritic conditions. My own mother took this for many, many years. This was back early on in my career when I didn't have as much experience and knowledge as I do now. And we held her off with basically taking Prostect and another product called Cataplex ACP. These are great products for pain, especially arthritic pain. But what Prostect does is it prevents calcification in that joint. See, when you have an arthritic condition, the body's going to lay down excess calcium because the cartilage and the fluid in there that causes that shock absorption is being destroyed in an arthritic situation. So the body's going to do something to try and stabilize that joint, and it's going to lay down calcium. And what this does is it prevents that calcification and helps lubricate that joint. Again, it's like a natural aspirin. It really does prevent pain. So worst case scenario, if you have a severe bone-on-bone situation, you're looking for a natural approach to pain relief, Prostect is fantastic. And if it were myself, I would pair this up with Cataplex ACP, another product, and you can read and listen to other videos and information that I have about Cataplex ACP, but it's a good anti-inflammatory as well. These two products pair nicely for dealing with pain. You do not want to be taking non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs on a regular basis. So what are those kind of drugs? Tylenol, Advil, ibuprofen, those things. They are toxic to the liver. If you want to mess up your liver, take those on a regular basis because they are toxic. Look it up. Okay, that's not new information. So what I would do if I had arthritic pain is I would pair up the Prostect, and I would take 2 twice a day of that, and I would take 3 to 4 twice a day of Cataplex ACP, and an additional 3 if I had pain at night. Okay, if I woke up at night, I'd pop 3 of these. You can't go wrong. It's a strong, natural anti-inflammatory, which also can rebuild and regenerate, has that potential to rebuild and regenerate the body. One thing you're also going to want to pay attention to is your sugar consumption when you have, a potential hip issue, arthritic issue, joint pain, any type of musculoskeletal, any type of pain for that matter, because sugar is fuel for the flame. Sugar equals pain. And what I'd like you to do, if you're interested, it's up to you, but I have a free report in the description, and it's on my tips for sugar cravings and how sugar affects the body. It's just going to help educate you and give you some simple tips and tricks to handle sugar cravings. I know you probably have them, most people do, and it's a difficult thing to address because sugar is addictive. It's a socially acceptable drug of choice these days, right? You can't go to a party without getting offered some dessert. There's sugary drinks everywhere. dessert after meals. 100 years ago, the average person ate about a pound of sugar a year. Now the average teenager can eat as much as a pound a day. So sugar is a problem, and if you have hip arthritis, it's going to exacerbate your pain and just worsen the condition. Let's dive into the last product, which is an extremely exciting supplement. Not something that most people know about, but these are stem cell-like products. A company called BioCell Ultra Vital. And Cellular Gain 4 is bone vertebra cartilage support. And these products are really game-changing products. I've had these in my clinic since 2016. Not something you're going to find in stores or on Amazon. These are only sold through someone like myself who is trained to use these products. Cellular Gain 4 bone vertebra cartilage is a stem cell-like product from carefully controlled black sheep. This product is something from Europe that they've been using for decades, and only the wealthy use it for many years. And these will actually create cellular replacement. So when you're taking supplements, whole food supplements like the ones that I mentioned earlier, those are like the pieces, parts, genuine replacement parts. It's the boards, it's the nuts and bolts to repair and regenerate a joint. This is actual cellular replacement. So these cells are going to go directly to our cells to replace them. What's also unique about this product is it has what are called peptides. Peptides are proteins. You're going to hear a lot about peptides if you haven't already. And these guys are way ahead of the game. They've added peptides to their products, which just helps with cellular regeneration. And that's what it's all about. Our body has the ability to regenerate itself, whether it's a brain cell, a nerve cell, a heart cell, or a hip cell, right? A joint cell. And this is going to target those joints to help regenerate and rebuild. So if I had a serious bone-on-bone situation, I was told I'm going to need to go get surgery, this is the first product that I would choose. And I would start with 2 on an empty stomach. I would take 1 first thing in the morning, wait about a half hour before eating, and then I would take 1 right before bed. Maybe you've heard of stem cell therapy, where they actually inject stem cells into the body. Sometimes they'll inject umbilical cord stem cells. Sometimes they'll inject other types of stem cells, which are, ethically questionable. But I assure you, these are from carefully controlled black sheep. It's an animal-based product, very clean, and it really gets good results. This is what I would start with, like I said, if I had a serious bone-on-bone situation. But also, it's fantastic for prevention. If you get this early and you take, it's not something you necessarily have to take if you want to do a preventative type of a maintenance for your joints on a regular basis. You can take a round of this. There's 60 in a box. You can take 1 round of this a year just to keep your joints healthy. If you have mild to moderate degenerative changes, you can take this on a regular basis. It's totally safe, to take it indefinitely. But it also teams up nicely with the Glucosamine Synergy, the Prostect, and the Cataplex ACP. So I covered several effective natural remedies that can be taken individually or they can be taken all together. And they are going to be extremely effective at addressing pain and helping provide the genuine replacement parts and even cellular therapy with the stem cell oral product. It's just a really great synergistic blend. So give it a shot. I think you're going to see big results, and check out my next video above.